Howdy, everyone. That media guy here, and I know I'm a little late with this story, but I've had other videos that I had in the pipeline, including the Larry Boy theme song video, the compilation of Larry Boy songs, which that was completely unintentional. That was not related to this news at all. I had no idea that this news even existed when I started working on the video. As you can see, it's on Tuesday, February 6th. I remember I had the got the idea on Monday, February 5th, when I was on my way to work. So yeah, that those videos I had those planned to come out when I had more time. This week I don't have as much time, so I'm just gonna do kind of my first impressions of this article. Forgive me if my thoughts are a little bit scattershot. From what I've seen, I'm not sure we'll have that much information to go off of, so this is going to require a lot of speculation. So keep that in mind. But let's go ahead and dive right into this article. It comes to us from the Christian Post. I believe they were the first to break the news on this story, one of the first anyway. Um, so Larry Boy's Veggie Tales cucumber star Larry Boy to get his own faith-based feature film in 2026. So 2 years away. That's really not that far for a film to be coming out to be in the pipeline. I think, for example, if any of you are following Chris Stuckman with Shelby Oaks, um, of course, the film was announced in 2021, mid 2021, and now we're in 2024, waiting for it to come out. And we already know quite a bit about the movie. I mean, the director, of course, is obvious, but we know a lot about the actor, story beats. We know a lot about that movie. And I think we knew a lot. Like 2 years ago, I believe, is when the Kickstarter started, or Indiegogo started, whatever it was, and with all of the details there for transparency's sake. Whereas here, I don't know. Again, I haven't started the article yet. We'll just have to wait and well, let's do it right now, I guess. Anyways, Larry Boy, the singing cucumber. Has Larry Boy ever sung? Like, of course, I have the Larry Boy theme songs on my the theme song video on my channel, but does Larry sing in any of those? I think he has people sing for him. I mean, Larry obviously has sung a lot, silly songs with Larry and all that. But Larry Boy, I mean, does him shouting "Dynamite" count as singing? I'm not sure if he's ever sung. If he has, let me know. Someone posted in a comment that there's a new League of Incredible Vegetables song. Maybe he sings in that. I don't know. Um, that shot to fame in the hit faith-based kid series VeggieTales in the early 90s. Oh, that's another thing because, VeggieTales started airing in 1993, but the character Larry Boy did not appear until, well, in Dave and the Giant Pickle Countertop in 1996, but he didn't get his own first episode until 1997. So, I'm not sure if this can technically be accurate. But again, this is just nitpicking here. Um, is slated to star in his own feature film hitting theaters in 2026. Of course, I talked about the release date already. Might come back to that later. This week, Big Idea Content Group and Kingstone Studios announced the collaboration brings suction cup geared crime fighting vegetable superhero big screen first time, though details of the film are being kept under wraps. Yeah, so that's what concerns me. The fact that 2 years out they aren't willing to tell us anything. Um, Now, I'm guessing that this film isn't going to require a Kickstarter. I'm not 100% sure, though. Of course, it's Big Idea and Kingstone Studios. I did some research into Kingstone. They had one film under their belt, I believe it's called No Vacancy, that came out in 20 May 2022, I believe. There aren't too many reviews on it, but it seems like the people who have seen it seem to like it just fine. And they have some other films that are in the pipeline if you want to go visit their website. But it seems like they might be a capable studio. I mean, I'm sure they are a capable studio that can make a animated movie like this. Well, I hope this is animated. Is there if there's nothing here that says that it's animated, but if this isn't animated, oh man, I have no idea. So Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna kind of reserve judgment on this until I get to the very end about this. Um, Anyways, VeggieTales is the absolute gold standard for faith-based children's animation, a better brand and big screen treatment. LarryBoy, the cast of memorable VeggieTales characters, says the CEO of Kingstone Studios. Kingstone focuses on epic content. Is perfect partner for launching a new Larry Boy feature for families to enjoy. This is like the most business speak language that I've ever heard. Like this is there's really nothing to analyze here. This is just something that businesses have to say in order to try to keep the public invested. Um, the film will continue the tradition of faith-friendly storytelling, zany humor, and catchy tunes that define the visual. Okay, catchy tunes. So there are going to be songs in the movie. Of course, Jonah, the first VeggieTales movie, which they might mention later, and was famously had songs in it. Whereas the Pirates movie, they only had like the one song in the middle, and then the song that played in the middle of the credits. I wonder how this movie's going to do songs. Again, it's one of those wait and see things because this movie isn't really telling us much of anything else. Um, all right. Previous big idea theatrical release. Oh, here they are. They bring up the movies right here. Jonah, a VeggieTales movie, 2002, and The Pirates Who Don't Do Anything, closed over 39 million at the box office. The new project reportedly aims to build upon the success and age gaze. It says on the success of $39 million. That's not. It strikes me as not very good considering well, granted, the most recent Christian releases have been like the Chosen, which is fantastic. By the way, I've only seen the first season. I need to see more, but I highly recommend that series. And basically, whatever else Angel Studios is putting out, including Sound of Freedom, which made I might not be strictly religious, but that made nearly $250,000 at the worldwide box office. 39 million. I mean, geez, even God's Not Dead from 2014, I think made like double this at the box office. Man, which, by the way, in case you don't know, God's Not Dead is my most hated movie ever. I cannot stand that movie. Had that, but that's a rant for another time. Um, anyway, so and build upon this success. Um, I don't know how much success you can call this, but it's definitely not nothing. I can't deny that. Larry Boy is a fan favorite. Who doesn't love a superhero that has plungers on the side of his head? You know, that's a statement I can actually get down with. If you don't love a hero that has plungers on the side of their head, then what the heck is wrong with you? Fans want to see more of him. With Larry Boy in a lead role, we know we deliver more generic business speak there. First launched 3 decades ago, VeggieTales franchise has been mindless success, generating over $1.7 billion in sales and establishing a lasting like. I'm not gonna lie, that's a really big number. And despite the hands that have been in VeggieTales over the years, I mean, the series still means a lot to me. So to have this number, that does make me smile when I see that. Let's see. Bringing the Bible to life never goes out of style, says Phil Vischer. Phil Vischer, he told the Christian Post in a 2019 interview when asked about VeggieTales enduring popularity. Yeah, so here's the thing. Phil Vischer is in this article, but it's in a 2019 interview. My guess is this was done to promote the release of the upcoming VeggieTales show, which we know he definitely had a hand in. Um, this is not in relation to this movie. So this does not hint at the involvement that he has in this movie, but I'll keep going. He explained that a larger, more unfortunate reason for the show's continued success is that nothing else has taken its place. That is very true. The fact that nothing has really been able to enter the public consciousness. Well, granted, I mentioned the Chosen, but at least for kids, that is going to replace Veggie Tales. And says it's expensive. It's getting harder and harder. I don't know if it's necessarily expensive. It's just there's just so much content out there that it's harder to penetrate the market in that way. The things I was able to produce today have a fraction of the budget I had with VeggieTales. No one is able to spend that kind of money to produce that kind of Christian content today. I don't much have much to say about this. I know he has like his own streaming service where he did stuff, and of course before that he had What's in the Bible with Buck Denver, which was like I think it had some animation, but it was largely like puppets and live action segments and stuff. That definitely looked cheaper to produce. I'd love if something better came along because I mean there'd be a vibrant industry. Not gonna argue that. 26 years later, VeggieTales is still a chronic achievement in Christian kids media isn't necessarily a good thing. Yeah, I get that. And also, you notice how it says 26 years later. VeggieTales came out in 1993. 2019 is 26 years later. So all of this has to do with the 2019 interview. None of this has to do with the news of the 2026 Larry Boy movie that was announced in 2024. So this is not a good sign when it comes to Phil Vischer's involvement. Let's see. Vischer says he hopes his work encourages children not to live their faith on Sunday morning, but every day of the week. Good thing. The thing that concerns me about the volume of kids programs out there is that it's mostly secular, and in all those thousands of hours of TV kids are consuming, they'll never step foot in a church or bow their head in prayer. I agree, and I think more kids should be introduced to the Lord. Um, in Christianity, and not the messed up version of Christianity that people like Butch Hartman or some of the things that Dr. James Dobson has said that are just not don't sound very Christian at all to me. I'll just gonna leave it at that. Um, the goal with these shows is to take the kids deeper into the Bible and also be a resource for parents. He added. Um, True. Still, in recent years, faith-based media has been seeing increasing success in markets, indicating growing interest and availability. Recently, Minnow, Slingshot, part of Young. Okay, all right. This is a part of the article. I think we're kind of really getting away from the point of the Larry Boy movie. In fact, like this last half of it is just not even about Larry Boy. Like half this, what I've read is not. It's just about Phil Vischer and his thoughts on the show. Which I mean, I guess I shouldn't be surprised with the Christian Post name, but like it just goes to show how little information is out there. Even though 2026, it might seem like a long ways away, but it's not. When you get older, you'll be surprised at just how much faster time goes. Um, so yeah, I guess there isn't that much to talk about. I guess I'll give my closing thoughts here. So first off, I guess I'll say I'm just kind of skeptical that this film is even going to come out. Like I remember, um, Pie Guy Rules. Oh man, I haven't said his name on my channel in forever. I remember back in I think it was 2018, there was the announcement that there was going to be a Rugrats CG movie along with a reboot animated series. Now I know the reboot series was a thing. It might have either airing on Nickelodeon or Paramount Plus. I'm not entirely sure, but from what I've heard, it was actually pretty decent. But the movie didn't actually end up happening, or it hasn't happened yet, and we're nearing 6 years out from that announcement. So, and keep in mind, in the original video, Pie Guy said that he didn't think it was actually going to happen. And as of right now, it hasn't happened. So, yeah, the fact that they are being so intentionally vague makes it sound like this is, um, and keep in mind, I'm not saying that like the people. I'm not saying that Kingstone Studios doesn't intend on making this movie. I'm sure they do, but the fact that um they're just throwing this out there with really not much information, believes that they think it's a good idea that could work, but they're not. They don't have. They're not. Not enough is there yet to be something fully concrete yet. Um, but if this does come out, I will. Okay, obviously, VeggieTales. I mean, look, I'm reviewing VeggieTales episode by episode, and I'm reviewing the golden age of VeggieTales. That's what means the most to me. So with the fact that Phil Vischer doesn't have a word on this project in particular, doesn't leave me with a great feeling. Um, but who knows? Of course, even after Classic Media acquired VeggieTales, they still, the Pirates Who Don't Do Anything movie, that was still his script, at least from what I read on his blog. That was still a script that he wrote. So maybe he did write a Larry Boy film script. I know he wrote a Bob and Larry movie script. This doesn't seem like that's that. And that kind of disappoints me because the Bob and Larry movie is supposed to feature humans, and that really, really intrigues me. I would really want to see that, or at the very least, read that script. But I'm sure Phil. I mean, if Phil has the script, I'm not sure he has the ability to show it with people. But yeah, so in that regard, if this is something that Phil and Mike, if this feels like what Jonah was meant to be, or even what the pirates who don't do anything tried to be, I would definitely be excited for that. Um, but even still, if this goes down like the VeggieTales Netflix series, where it really wasn't VeggieTales at all. But they at least got the voice actors back, for Larry and Bob. Phil Vischer and Michael Rocky returned to voice the characters, which isn't even a guarantee anymore with the new VeggieTales podcast thing that's out now. So or maybe that's over at this point. I don't even know. That might have been announced. I think it was maybe announced like a year and a half ago. Oh my goodness. See, time really flies in a way that you don't anticipate when you get older. But if Phil and Mike are they're returning to voice the characters, um, that I would like to see that on the big screen. I'm not gonna lie. But I'll tell you right now, if they completely recast everything where it just it looks like VeggieTales, but they didn't get any ounce of the original talent back for this. Like the only reason like I would watch this movie in a theater is just to make a video about it. Like I would not have any interest in watching the movie in a theater outside of that. Um, or beyond that, if this for whatever reason this doesn't come to theaters and this just ends up being another direct to video release, or God forbid this movie is not animated, which I, I'm just going to discount that possibility right now. I cannot imagine a world where we see Larry Boy and presumably Alfred and other characters, maybe Bob. If they're live action, that's or CGI within a human environment, no, I can't buy that. But if this just ends up being another direct to video release, like I would make a video about it, but not when it comes out. I don't think I wouldn't. I would kind of put that at the back of the line of the episodes that I'm reviewing in order. So I, I I'm sorry if this may I sound a bit pessimistic there, but I am genuinely intrigued by this. I mean, just the fact that it's VeggieTales and any new episode after the VeggieTales show concluded, I believe in early 2022, 2 years ago, we might be closer to the release of this movie than we are to the ending of the VeggieTales show. So just keep that in mind. Um, it definitely does have my interest piqued. But please let me know in the comments, what do you think about this? What are you expecting from this? Are you looking forward to this? What are your ideas for a Larry Boy movie? Just let me know in the comments below. I'll try to keep you guys posted as more information about this comes out because right now there's really isn't much to go off of, and the more information we get, the more that this project is going to evolve for the better or for the worse, in my opinion. So with all of that said, thank you all so very much for watching. Please click the red button to subscribe and have a fantastic rest of your day doing whatever.